Good morning. Hopefully you'll be able to see me a little bit. I'm out taking my dog for a walk, but I was thinking about something and I thought that I needed to put it into a video. It's about priorities. And I feel like I've spoken about priorities in the past, but when you can't sleep at night for whatever reason, I start thinking about these things. And, I was having a chat with someone yesterday about something that they were working on. And they said, this is a priority for me, but I just can't get it done. I think it had to do with activity, fitness, whatever. And it's such an important priority, but I find myself, just getting home from work and not having energy to do anything, or I am frustrated, so I sit and I watch Netflix for hours, and I don't understand why I can't make this happen. And I think we misunderstand what it means for something to be a priority. I think when things are a priority for us, they rise to the top of the pile of all the things that you have to get done. And, it's natural for us to want to seek out, for our bodies to want to seek out things that give us instant reward. It's natural for us to crave the temporary satisfaction of a binge watch on Netflix, or to dive through a box of chocolates, or, to stay in bed, to hit snooze. There's immediate gratification there. And of course, our body likes to naturally prioritize those things, I think. But to say that something is a priority, but it's not happening, I think is false. And I think it's an important distinction that we start to make. I've been thinking about this. There's 3 phases that come with something and priority. So I think it starts with wanting something to be a priority. I want to make my health a priority. I want to make my relationship a priority. There has to be an awareness and intentionality about it. And that's an important step, but I think that's where a lot of people stop. We're coming into December 1, which means we're coming into, New Year's resolutions. And cool, like if there's a catalyst that gets you thinking about these things, fantastic. But if you're sitting here at the end of November saying, my health is my priority and I'm going to get it done starting January 1, that's not a priority. That's at best thinking or wanting something to be a priority. And I think we all agree, wanting something to be and having it be are completely different things. So it starts with wanting something to be a priority. I want my health to be a priority. Let's use that as our example. Fantastic, important first step. But then you have to go through the struggle of trying to move that lifestyle and those habits up in the ranking of all the other priorities that you're competing with. So you have to go through a phase of making it a priority. You have to go through the phase of fighting against wanting to sit on the couch and watch Netflix. You have to fight against the urges to order a pizza instead of taking the time to eat and cook a healthy meal. That's where the work happens, right? That's the process of making it a priority. And it can be uncomfortable. That's the point. You're putting things lower in the ranking that your body wants to do. And you force yourself to live in alignment with those things that you want to be a priority by making them a priority. Eventually, as those things become habits, as those things start to rise naturally to the top of your mind, when you start to realize, well, there's no way that I can sit and watch an episode of my favorite show, or, I can order pizza because I haven't eaten healthy all week, or haven't hit the gym yet, or I can't hit snooze because that might mean that I miss my morning workout, or whatever that is. When your brain starts to go, this is unacceptable. There are other things that cannot happen until this other thing, which is a priority, gets done. That's when these things that started off life as wanting to be a priority and have gone through the challenging journey of making them a priority actually become a priority. That's where I think where the freedom comes, is when something is a freedom, or is a priority, it becomes non-negotiable in your mind, because now what's happened, your mind is, one, you've created the habit and you've created this sense of accomplishment with making something a priority that matters to you. But now your body also is seeing the reward. You will get an intense satisfaction when you hit a good workout, when you eat healthy, when you stretch, when you say no thank you to the box of donuts that your lovely coworker leaves on your desk, or whatever that is. That's when it has become a priority, and I think you'll find you don't have to fight it as much. It doesn't mean that you can be complacent, because if you give way to all those sort of bad habits again, well, then you're going to just undo all the work. But I think a lot of people start with this concept of, I'm making this a priority. I want this thing to be a priority in my life. And then are surprised when it doesn't happen naturally. Nothing here in our journey is going to happen naturally or organically. It's going to happen with work and dedication and commitment. I see this a lot with parents. No, absolutely. My kids are my priority. Bullshit. You work 90 hours a week, you never see them, and when you do see them, you're screaming at them. That's not a priority. That's you telling yourself you want that to be a priority. How do you make it an actual priority? You know what? You're more present. You get at home. You spend time with them. You get on the floor and you be goofy. You read books and join groups that help you deal with your anger management issues and your frustration. And you read parenting books. That's making it a priority. And then all of a sudden, you are going to find yourself being that kind of mom or dad who are making their kids a priority, making being a parent a priority, because you've done the work. But saying something is a priority and then not doing something about it, or not living in alignment with that priority, it's bullshit. It's an important first step. But it's just like joining the gym doesn't make you lose weight. Buying broccoli doesn't make you lose weight. Buying a book doesn't make you smart. You have to do the work. And I know that there's so much overload these days on do the work. But the simple reality is it's true. You can't look at a tree and go, hey, there's a house. No, it's a freaking tree. I want that tree to become a house. Okay, what do you got to do? You got to cut it down. You got to chop it up. You got to mill it. You got to build a home. Then it becomes a home. Anyway, I didn't anticipate kind of getting fired up, but I hear this all the time about it's a priority. Why isn't it working? Well, what are you doing about it? How are you forcing it? How are you making it? Well, I don't know. I'm trying. Cool. How's that working for you? Understand the phases. First, recognize that you want something to be a priority. And that process involves not just saying, oh, this thing has to be a priority. Like, great. Everybody in the world on January 1 is going to say, I'm going to either lose weight or stop sleeping in or stop procrastinating or drink less booze or whatever it is. But why? Why does that matter for you? Why is that important? It's wicked cliche, but like if everyone just wanted to lose weight because losing weight was the thing, we'd have a beautiful, lean society, but we don't. You have to tap into why. Why does this thing need to be a priority for you? Not because your friends are doing it, not because it's what you think you should, not because what the magazines say when you're standing in line at the checkout that everyone says you should lose 10 pounds in 10 days and it's so easy. Why does this thing need to be a priority for you? And then how do you make that happen? You make a plan. You get it done. You design a structure. You build the habits. You build the systems in place to start making that desire a reality. And then it gets there, and then you start over again, and you stay in touch with why this matters, and you don't give up on those systems. And yeah, you have to fight less. life isn't a grind. Life has moments in it where you have to grind. But if it isn't making progress, if it isn't getting just a little bit easier on that thing that you're working on, then I don't know that you're doing it right. Doesn't mean that we don't keep challenging ourselves. Doesn't mean that we don't keep pushing. But if you're grinding against the same thing over and over and over and over again, and you're not making progress, I don't think you're doing it right. So identify what you want to be a priority, find out why. Make it a priority through hard work and tactical effort. Then when it becomes a priority, you can tell the world, this thing is my priority and I'm living it. Have a wonderful day. Live by your priorities. And if your priorities aren't what you want them to be, watch this video again. Have a good one.